6 degrees of connection.
6 degrees of connection, 6 degrees of separation. Here is our task today. We have to connect Lee Kwang-soo to Nicole Kidman to Yang Hyun to Kurt Cobain, ultimately to show you how Lee Kwang-soo is connected to Kurt Cobain. So I'm up first today. Lee Kwang-soo to Nicole Kidman. Lee Kwang-soo was in the news recently. First of all, he's an actor. He's an entertainer. And he was on the show Running Man for a very long time. Running Man, if you're not familiar, one of the more popular reality TV shows here in the country, right? Lee Kwang-soo was on that show for 11 years. The final episode, I think, came out last weekend. He's pretty young. He's 35 years old. And he said earlier that he was going to be leaving the show. He had been in a car accident last year. He sustained a right ankle fracture, and that was the reason that he stated for leaving the show, is that the show is very physical.
Very.
It's called Running Man.
Yeah, exactly. So he was having trouble keeping up with the physical demands. There was if you watched the episode, then you would know, but there was a clip that came out before the episode aired. Lee Kwang-soo was really crying hard. He was reading his final letter to the Running Man family and the other cast members. They looked really sad and despondent, and their eyes were filled with tears as well. And people were really emotional about it. Netizens were saying, how can the show go on without you? So that's why he was in the news today. He was really popular, actually. He was a model in the beginning. Are you familiar with his career?
Yeah, he's a model turned actor.
Because he's really tall.
He is.
Started in 2007. Acting debut came in 2008. He was in a sitcom called High Kick Through the Roof.
Yes.
That was the follow-up to the original High Kick, was it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw him on TV, even though I didn't realize I was watching him on TV. But yeah, Running Man made him really, really popular as well. He said that he wanted to be in TV and films. He was in some films. He's done some voice acting for animations as well. You name it, he's done it. But on August 17th of 2013, let's get started now, that's when he held his first solo fan meeting of his career in Singapore.
Okay.
2,000 people attended that. It was considered a success. I think he had another one in Malaysia after that. Even more people showed up, around 3,000 people for that. But we'll stop in Singapore. And I thought to myself, okay, Singapore. I got to get to Nicole Kidman somehow. Singapore. What happened in Singapore? The 2018 North Korea-United States Summit. That was a big deal in Singapore. It was called
good move.
the Singapore Summit, right? U.S. President Donald Trump was there. It was held at the Capella Hotel in Sentosa, Singapore. And it was the first ever meeting between leaders of those different countries. Okay, so now I've got Donald Trump. And I'm looking on the internet like Donald Trump, Nicole Kidman. Apparently, Nicole Kidman was one of his outspoken supporters back in like 2017, saying like give him a chance or something. But I can't stop there. Right? I can't just go.
You need more.
I can't go from the Singapore summit to Nicole Kidman in 2017 said support President Trump. So now let's go to New Zealand.
Okay.
For a brief stopover. Kylie Bax. You ever hear of her?
No.
Probably not, right? She's a 46-year-old New Zealand model, and she was born in 1975. She's famous for being a top supermodel in the 1990s. She was on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover, that issue of that magazine, in the year 2000. Okay. So I'm searching around for her on New Zealand news. And in September, on the 11th day in 2016, there was an article from the New Zealand Herald.co.nz where pictures emerged from Kiwi model Kylie Bax and Donald Trump meeting at a fundraiser in June of 2000.
Wow.
She had known him for 21 years. She had a modeling career in New York and apparently dated Donald Trump for a very brief moment in 1995. But very interestingly, in this photo in 2016, it was at the U.S. Open. It was Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump's future wife, Melania Noss, at the time.
For Trump, okay.
And Kylie Bax. Also interesting in the picture, Bill Clinton had his arm around Melania. And Donald Trump had his arm around Kylie Bax.
Wow. That looks very messy.
Now we leave New Zealand, we go to the UK. Robbie Williams is an English singer-songwriter and entertainer. He was really popular with the group Take That from 1990 to 1995. Even more successful in his solo career that started in 1996. 7 UK number one albums, number one singles. You can count through the roof. 11 out of his 12 studio albums have reached number one in the UK. Now, in 2001, his album Escapology came out. 6 times platinum, 2 million copies sold.
Wow.
Now, during the writing and recording of that album, he was really lonely. And he had a couple of affairs or a couple of flings.
Okay.
One of them was with Rachel Hunter, that's Rod Stewart's ex-wife.
Okay.
And the other one was with New Zealand supermodel Kylie Bax.
Oh.
Yeah, so they weren't together that long. The album didn't do that well in America. It made Robbie Williams move, but there you go. That's the connection to Robbie Williams from Kylie Bax.
Okay.
Now we move ahead to the year 2000. 2001, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
And that's when Robbie Williams did a cover of a very popular song written by C. Carson Parks, originally recorded in 1966 by Parks and his wife Gail Foote as Carson and Gail. Frank Sinatra did a 1967 song, and his daughter Nancy Sinatra reached number one on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. But in 2001, British vocalist Robbie Williams recorded Something Stupid with Nicole Kidman, and it reached number one on the UK singles chart. And that is how Lee Kwang-soo is connected to Nicole Kidman.
Practically neighbors.
That one took a while last night, I'm going to be honest with you.
Wow, you did a great job.
Thank you
that's
very
good
much. We'll take a break. Here's Robbie Williams and Nicole Kidman. The song that I'm talking about went to number one on the UK singles chart, Something Stupid. Rumors that they had an affair of sorts, but apparently those were false.
Oh, okay,
Oh, okay.
good, because I really like her and her husband.
Nicole Kidman said, why did I do that song with him? I don't know. He asked me and I wasn't doing anything at the time, so I said, okay.
So simple.
And they reached number one.
Why not?
No bigs.
All right, so Nicole Kidman, huh?
Yeah, well, Nicole Kidman was in the news recently because she is, there's an upcoming film that she starred in that is titled Being in Ricardo's, which is another Aaron Sorkin film.
Ooh, heavy on the dialogue.
Yes, I love Aaron Sorkin, and I'm kind of really excited for this. And it's she will be playing the late actress Lucille Ball.
Oh, interesting.
I'm excited.
Who, for some of you who might not know, is the original character for I Love Lucy.
Right.
A very popular sitcom, I would say, like a comedy show that was back in the States a long time ago. And so that was she was kind of sharing in an interview that she did like actors on actors type of thing with Chris Rock. And she was sharing how, oh my God, I'm so out of her comfort zone. Lucille Ball has a very specific way of talking and trying to bring that character to life. Even though it's not like a direct I Love Lucy remake type of thing, it's more telling the story behind the scenes of
Yeah.
what she was actually really like. It's still very different from what Nicole Kidman had done, and so she's kind of nervous about it. But I'm sure she'll do an amazing job because she has been doing an amazing job in a lot of different films as well. We all know the stellar performance in The Others. And what else were there? that
Moulin
she did?
Rouge.
Moulin Rouge.
I liked that a lot. That was
I
with
did too.
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is my first connection.
Oh.
Is Nicole Kidman to Ewan McGregor in the movie Moulin Rouge. I still love that song that they did.
I love all the
I
songs.
hope you don't mind. Anyways, Ewan McGregor also starred in a lot of movies. I think the biggest one, though, that kind of put him very, very mainstream. Can you think of a film?
Something about the motorcycle, something or other, Motorcycle Diaries or something like that.
Motorcycle Diaries. That's actually
Oh.
a good answer because he loves riding motorcycles and that too.
He did another one where Star Wars. Was he not in Star Wars?
That's right. He was in
Oh.
Star Wars
Yeah.
playing the young Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that and I was just like, that is exactly how I picture Obi-Wan would look like if he were young.
They do look alike.
They do. It's
Yeah.
kind of chilling. So Ewan McGregor was in the Star Wars from episode 1, 2, and 3, I believe. This was after 4, 5, and 6 had been released. Now then, Star Wars came out with further episodes that were released not too many years ago with 7, 8, and 9. And there was a lot of other people that joined in. I'm sure, you all know the story about Daniel Craig. He was actually one of the stormtroopers in one of those movies.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, there was a scene where Rey, or Daisy Ridley, who is the main girl character in these 3 further episodes, she's kind of captured in I would say, she's in captivity, and then the stormtrooper comes up and she's like, oh, hey, can I get some water or something? And he comes up and she's like, just keep your mouth shut. And then she uses the force on him when she doesn't even know that she could actually use the force.
Okay.
But that stormtrooper, and so she's like, you're going to lower your gun and you're going to walk away.
He's like, no, I'm not. I'm James Bond.
Yeah, but then she's like, you're going to lower your gun and you're going to walk away. And he does. And that stormtrooper, he never takes off his helmet. It's actually Daniel Craig.
Interesting.
Wow, early days, I guess.
What do you mean, early days? No.
No.
Is that just as a joke then? He just participated?
He wanted to just be part of the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah, because Star Wars is recent.
Yeah.
It's just something he wanted to do.
Oh, that's so funny.
It's so funny, right? Okay, but I'm not talking about that. There is another person by the name of Jodie Comer who stars as Rey's mom when Rey starts to have flashbacks about her childhood.
Okay.
And you might not know this name very well, but you might know if I say that she's Villanelle from the hit TV series called Killing Eve, which stars Sandra Oh,
Yes.
Canadian-Korean actress. And she's like the main, I would say, antagonist, I guess.
Sandra Oh was in Grey's Anatomy for the longest time,
She was.
right?
Right.
Yeah, and that's where she kind of got her acting chop. She didn't get her acting chops there, but she got the respect from the
Yeah.
acting community, I
Very
guess.
popular.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I think this Killing Eve was like the next biggest thing after Grey's Anatomy. And I do believe that you can stream it here in Korea through streaming channels and whatnot. But Jodie Comer plays Villanelle, and she is doing a fantastic job on that.
She's the assassin in
Yes.
that show, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah, I watched. Have you seen that show before?
I've only watched a few clips just to watch Sandra Oh, but the villainess or the other character, she's very young. No?
Yes.
Yeah.
But she holds her own ground.
She does, yeah. I've watched a handful of episodes and then I just kind of forgot to go back to it. But I will someday, I'm sure.
Yes, please do. I heard that everything is really great.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, Jodie Comer is not super popular in the international community, I guess. As not well known, I guess.
Yeah.
But in the British acting community, she is quite well known. She also was in a TV series, a thriller drama series called Dr. Foster, which I think I think 2 seasons are out now, and the 3rd season might be coming up. Do you know Dr. Foster?
That's the one the Korean drama
Yes.
was based off of.
Oh.
What was it? 부부의
부부의
세계?
세계. This is the original TV series that inspired 부부의 세계.
The World of the Married, I
Yes,
think is the
that's
English
the
title.
one.
What's the story about?
Oh, it's just good old-fashioned wanna shout and curse at your TV drama. Like, he's cheating on her, she tries to kill him. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, she is actually in that original series, Dr. Foster, playing, interesting factoid, a character named Kate Parks, not Kate Park.
So close.
Yes, so close. Anyways, Dr. Foster, and then 부부의 세계. 부부의 세계, obviously, Kim Hye, actress Kim Hye did a fantastic job in that. Very intense. Kim Hye also is the character where many comedians kind of try to imitate her or do
Yeah.
like the 성대모사. And 2 comedians are actually really probably the most popular to doing her imitation.
Kim Young-chul?
Kim Young-chul is one of them, and there's also An Young-mi. I know An Young-mi does it a lot, and apparently she met Kim Hye too, and she was like, "Oh, I think you're just having fun with it. It's totally fine." But yes, Kim Young-chul is probably the more famous known. Kim Young-chul does a lot of voices. And another famous voice that he is known to do is
Yang
the
Hee-eun.
legendary folk singer Yang Hee-eun.
Interesting.
Nice.
네 이름이 뭐니?
Well
That's the line.
done. Kate. Goodness me. That was a lot of steps today, too.
That was less than last week,
Is
but
that
still
right?
it was less. To
Impressive.
Nicole Kidman, to Ewan McGregor, Star Wars, Jodie Comer, Dr. Foster, 부부의 세계, Kim Hye, to Kim Young-chul, to Yang Hee-eun.
Very nice.
And in hour number 2, we go Yang Hee-eun to Kurt Cobain. That task was put upon Angie. We'll see how she got there. Please do stay with us for that second hour. To finish up the first, it's a song requested by Pyeongsu Appa, excuse me. It is Kara, Mister. All right, Angie.
All right.
Bring us home.
I got a lot too. Today, because it's so eclectic, I think we all needed quite a few degrees.
Yeah.
Well, we stopped off at Yang Hyun with Kate, right? Yang Hyun was in the news because apparently a very, very famous, what's become known as a protest song here in Korea. Morning Dew is the English translation of it, but it turned 50 years old, apparently. This song was used in all the significant democratic movements, even a few years back when Korea was protesting Park Geun-hye, then president. They remember the millions of people gathered in Times Square peacefully protesting. This song would be performed. This song was originally composed and sung by someone named Kimchiki in 1971. He was only 20, by the way, so genius. But I think it really became popular because of folk singer Yang Hyun, who did a remake of this song. And that's why she was in the news sort of indirectly, which is why she was in our 6 degrees of connection. Now I have to get from Yang Hyun to Kurt Cobain.
Okay, how'd this go?
Stick with me, guys. Yang Hyun made a remake of a song called Kimchiki. And this is a song that's originally by the Kim sisters. Do you guys know who the Kim sisters are?
Oh, I've heard that name before.
Yeah, me too.
They were like 80s, 90s?
Yeah, about there, like 70s even.
Okay.
Yeah.
But their story, you guys, it is crazy. They were the first Koreans to get a song on the billboards before BTS.
Wow.
They hit number 7.
What?
Yeah, that's pretty high for back in the 60s.
Yeah.
With the song called Charlie Brown, which is a remake from a group called the Coasters. But anyway, the Kim sisters, you guys should read up on their story. It's like a movie. Their father was kidnapped and assassinated by North Koreans. So then the mom had to find a way to make ends meet. So she took her 2 daughters and then her niece made a group called the Kim Sisters, and they were singing along the U.S. bases. And then someone who was on the U.S. base from the U.S. saw them and was like, these girls, they can make it big in the U.S. Let's bring them back. So Korea found a way to get visa sorted out, sent them as cultural ambassadors, basically told them, don't come back to Korea until you succeed, and then ship them off. They hit the U.S. They would travel the circuit around Vegas and whatnot, performing live. Somebody who was part of the casting crew for a show called The Ed Sullivan Show, one of the biggest, probably to date even, one of the biggest variety shows in the U.S., right?
Yep.
They performed on his show 21 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because the Ed Sullivan Show, I mean, that's where the Beatles first played when they went to the States too, right?
Elvis Presley was another artist that performed there as well. Ed Sullivan Show, I think our listeners in Korea may not know, but it was huge in the U.S. So for them to perform on there is a big deal. We've made it from Kim Sisters to now the Ed Sullivan Show. Do you guys remember, I think it was like a clip on even Forrest Gump where Elvis Presley doing like his little dance and whatnot, right? It kind of reminded me of that clip, not so much the leg dance part, but the pelvis thrust. This was a big deal. Apparently, he had to be censored. He was even threatened to be in jail if he ever thrust his pelvis.
On television.
On television.
Now, I mean, remember, this is the 1950s, 1960s?
Yeah.
This is a different time in American culture, right? On TV today, that would be nothing.
No big deal.
You could probably watch episode 2 of Startup, my recommendation, and find somebody doing that. But in the 60s, that was very
big deal.
Very big deal for American television.
Yeah. So Ed Sullivan didn't want to invite Elvis because he thought he was too obscene, right? But then he needed to boost his ratings because his rival show was going up. So he finally decided to put his pride to the side, invite Elvis. Now, the typical guest would get $5,000 to be on the show. Elvis got $16,000. And performed and gyrated a little on the show. Anyway, so we're at Elvis Presley now, right? Who has a daughter named Lisa Presley.
Lisa Marie Presley.
Lisa Marie Presley, I'm sorry, yes. She dated and was even married to
Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, that was an interesting one, right?
Right.
Michael Jackson has a nephew named TJ. Nobody knows this, but he does.
It's like the unknown Jackson.
Yeah. Do you guys know who
TJ works at a
is?
bank.
I don't even know if that. TJ Nobody knows about him. He is the first love and ex-boyfriend of Kim Kardashian.
What?
Interesting.
Yeah, she dated Michael Jackson's nephew.
Okay.
Oh.
So we're at Kim Kardashian now. Kim Kardashian's muse when she was growing up was someone who really signified the 90s, early 2000s. I'm talking like flower barrettes in the hair, thin eyebrows. Kim Kardashian's muse, and she self-professed this many times, is Drew Barrymore.
Okay.
Huge fan of Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
Anytime she has like a perfume out or whatever, she sends it to Drew Barrymore, right? Drew Barrymore, this is the last stretch, you guys. She is the godmother of someone called Frances Bean Cobain,
Oh.
who's the daughter of Kurt
Cobain.
Yeah, and Courtney Love.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Drew Barrymore is her godmother.
Yeah.
Well done.
Isn't that a fun one?
Well done indeed.
I had fun with that one this week.
Yeah, right? Didn't see the clear path to those two artists.
Yeah.
But you made it clear for us. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get back to your messages and we'll get all the way to the end of the show. Here is Nirvana, Come As You Are. I remember where I was when Kurt Cobain passed away.
do
as
you?
well.
Oh,
yeah, I do. I was at a house party. I was in high school. And the news came out. Well, the news came out to us, or somebody broke it at the house party that Kurt Cobain was gone. Whole party shut down. It was a really interesting time, you know, because Kurt Cobain, we were Canadian from Nova Scotia. So we're not even on the same coast as Seattle. But it was a really interesting thing because Kurt Cobain and this style of music, it was the music, but it was also the way that he sang because he wasn't a good singer, not really. And he didn't care about fashion, right? He didn't try to look good. He was a mess. And he gave kind of a voice to a lot of young kids who were in that boat, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The not so good looking kids, the not so cool kids.
Yeah.
And it was important, you know, and it was a shock. Oh, that was a shocking day. That was a really shocking day. Miss Kurt Cobain, Miss Nirvana too.
Yeah.
Question today, which musician performer that has either passed away or has quit performing do you want to see come back to the stage again? 3199 says, we played Shinhye Chol earlier. It says, oh, I love that song. I used to listen to it every day in high school. I so miss the artist. Thank you all. Angie9927. Oh, speaking of the Kim sisters.
Yes, this person said the Kim sisters were mentioned on Kim's Convenience, the TV show, right? So I looked them up recently. Interesting bit today. No, you guys, I'm telling you the story of the Kim sisters. For that time in the 60s, it's an amazing
I
thing.
wonder why no one has made a movie about their
Right?
story.
Thank you, Kate. I was just about, you took the words right out of my mouth. I can't believe that no Korean filmmaker has made a movie about the Kim sisters before. There must be something out there, no? Are we
maybe-
missing something?
Or maybe we found like the thing that we need to write this script together, and we need to
This is steal our idea. Let's do it ourselves.
Trademark it, quick, trademark it.
Oh man, 1770 says 저는 제이의 어제처럼이 다시 왔으면 좋겠네요. Oh, very specific song. Jay's 어제처럼, like yesterday.
Yeah, she's living in the U.S. now, right?
Oh, Jay,
believe so.
Jay, former TBSEFM
Yeah,
radio announcer.
Yes.
What a lovely person.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Yep, very, very nice. And we heard from As One musically earlier today as well.
Sweet as well, yeah.
Crystal and Min. Crystal's in the United States too. I think she's in California. I don't know where Min is
I
these
think
days.
Min's still in Korea, if I'm not mistaken.
Also absolutely delightful
Yeah.
people. 8712 says Kim Kwang-seok. I love his songs, his heartwarming lyrics, and his guitar playing. I feel much more sad due to his mysterious passing.
Yeah, it's sort of a conspiracy theory, right, around his death.
I see.
1781, 서태지, he's a legendary star in the Korean music history. I wish he would make music again. He opened up a new genre and the lyrics were so profound.
I know, even to today, you kind of go back to some of his songs and you listen to the lyrics, and there's something that you can relate to. I think, especially if you grew up in Korea.
Really?
Yeah. Which, speaking of 9195, also says 서태지, you know, 가요계의 한 획을 그었던 서태지가 컴백하면 어떨까요? 정말 기대됩니다. Yep. pivotal figure in Korean music industry.
Lots of Sotaeji answers and lots of Kim Kwang-seok answers. 7726 had that name as well. 1325 says Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington, definitely love to see them performing. Chris Cornell, in my opinion, is the greatest rock and roll singer of all time.
Wow.
No questions asked. For me personally, his voice was insanely good. So good. Angie 0728, please.
안녕하세요. 초등학교 4, 5학년 때부터 전 신해철님의 팬이었어요. 제 10대, 20대 전부였죠. 30대 들으면서는 저도 이제 결혼과 출산, 육아로 바빴지만 예전처럼은 아니어도 늘 그분의 음악과 함께였답니다. 그런데 그분이 이렇게 일찍 떠나실 줄은 꿈에도 생각지 못한 일이었어요. 그분과 동시대에 살았던 것만으로도 전 참 영광이고 늘 그분의 음악과 말씀이 그립답니다. This person became a fan of Shinichar in 4th or 5th grade. Teens, 20s, huge fan. In the 30s, they got married, had a baby, taking care of kids, so a little bit busier. So not as big of a fan, or active fan, I should say, but the music was still sort of there in her life. And then she never thought that he would leave this earth so soon, but he did. And she says it's an honor to have even been in the same generation as him.
Yeah, he was, I think, a radio DJ as well when he passed away. And I remember the day after, if I'm correct, they just played music just from the start to finish.
Oh, for his show.
For his show.
Oh, that's kind of nice tribute there.
5603 says Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the documentary This Is It?
No.
No, I have not.
Oh, I've seen that about 15 times.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a documentary. I don't know what the proper term is, but it's a musical documentary. So
Yeah.
the show, the documentary itself follows the 1 week of rehearsals before what was meant to be his last show ever.
Yeah.
And it's called This Is It because he's giving a press conference in London, and he's like, "This is it. This is going to be the last show." And it was so cool. It is so cool. You can watch it on your VOD tonight. It might be on the Flicks too. I'm not sure. Please watch it. It's so cool to see the stories of some of the dancers. That was an open audition for the dancers. Anyone from around the world could come and audition.
Wow.
You want to talk the best of the best.
Wow.
And you get to watch them perform. Then you get to see the rehearsals. You get to see Michael interacting with the band and saying like what he wants, what he expects. It's really quite touching. I mean, he was no doubt one of a kind, musically speaking. 5716 says, I would love to see Aaliyah again.
Yeah.
I liked both her music and style, and it's a shame as she was on her way to becoming a huge R&B star before she was involved in that plane crash. I would appreciate it if you would play one of her songs, and anyone who doesn't know her will fall in love with her voice with the track that you've requested today. At the Best You Are Love. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that one.
But Aaliyah, yes, definitely a good
That's
choice.
another tragic loss, right?
4927, Angie, please.
런던 보이즈 건장한 근육질 몸짱 남자들이 시원시원하게 춤을 아주 잘 추는데 아직도 뮤직비디오 보고 자주 봅니다. 1996년 알프스 휴가 가다가 음주운전 맞은편 차량 교통사고로 두 사람 모두 37세 젊은 나이에 세상을 떠났죠. 아까운 아티스트. 왠지 롤러스케이트장에서 들어야 할 것 같은.
Yeah.
So London boys, the very muscular men, you know, dancing with their moves.
Yeah.
This person still watches their music videos. They passed away at the age of 37 while vacationing in the Alps with it was an accident with a drunk driver, 1996. And yeah, they're saying such great artists. What a tragic loss. And I feel like they need to listen to this music at a skating rink.
We'll speed up a little bit now.
7287 says, Happy Friday. Bach, Handel, Telemann must be revived. The classics. They influenced greats like the Beatles, Bob Dylan, and the Beastie Boys.
Our first mention of classical artists today.
Yep.
Yeah, nice one. 3357 says, good afternoon. Recently, I came across a music video of Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. They were so cool that I thought it was impossible not to love them. I'm willingly going to any place to see their concert. The thing is, the album was released such a long time ago. The band split up later, but miraculously, they reunited in 2019, and they've changed a lot in many ways, of course, but I don't know whether I'm ready to take all the changes, which happen to all the people. Have a wonderful Friday night.
Yeah.
31690, you guys are talking about Kurt Cobain today. How amazing amazing it would be if he came back and Nirvana performed again. I agree. 7661, I remember thinking about how cool it would be if Freddie Mercury were still alive, and I would go and watch Queen perform. But then again, I wonder if every song that would have come after what we have right now would be as great. I guess we'll never know, right? Yeah, that's absolutely true. Last one for today, Kate, please. 7300.
H.O.T의 We Are the Future. 학창 시절 우리들의 오빠였던 카리스마 넘쳤던 그 무대 다시 보고 싶습니다. Would love to see our oppas from my student days on the stage again.
Yeah, right. So many great answers. I think we got to them all today, and it's perfect timing because we're going to have to leave it there for the Steve Hatherly Show for this afternoon. Thank you very much for being with us over the last couple of hours. Angie, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a delightful weekend and week. We'll see you again next time.
See you.
Kate, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you as always for your listenership and your participation. Coffee vouchers today, 4591-1273-3212. Don't forget those take a couple of weeks to show up on your phone. We appreciate your patience. And to wrap it up, it was 3357 that was talking about My Chemical Romance. So we're going to play this for you to wrap it up today. Welcome to the Black Parade. Enjoy the track. Enjoy your Friday. We'll see you for the weekend shows. Hatherly out.